Welcome back to Fixing My Faith. My name is Vern, and this is kind of a little bit of a bonus video today. We've been hard at it. We're getting ready in the studio here for Frank. We have a special guest on tomorrow on our Saturday Sect show. Frank Lee Annan. I got that backwards. Sorry about that, Frank. And that's Watchtower Helper. Watchtower Helper is probably one of Watchtower's biggest enemies right now. They don't know who he is. He's a master creator, designer. He knows all about it. It's as if he was in the closet of Watchtower. He did serve in the New York Bethel in the writing committee, served right side by side with a lot of the governing body today. And he challenged them. And of course, they threw him out of Bethel. Now, that's another story, but we have Frank on tomorrow, and this is his second time on a live chat. Guess what, guys? I'm going to be doing a video maybe tomorrow morning. I'm going to show you what Frank looks like. And we're going to meet him. But anyways, if you haven't subscribed. That's going to be a special feature tomorrow. That's not what today is about. Today is actually about EXJW's new territory assignment. Now, you notice there's an old territory record sheet there. Anybody that worked territories? Now, I worked territories most all of my life as an EXJW, or as a JW, and I was in it for 30 years. And I got into the territories really early on in life. Why? Well, before I became a Jehovah's Witness, I worked for a company called GE, General Electric. And sorry, there's mosquitoes and stuff here, so we're in the mosquito land here in Alberta. But General Electric builds fire alarm systems. And so in Canada here, I got hired on and I started working for General Electric. And that was back in the early 80s, and I was one of the first technicians. They actually had me running a branch, and I ran a branch in central Alberta in Red Deer, and I ran that branch for them. It was a remote branch. They didn't have, I worked out of my home, so I had a lot of freedom. And as a Jehovah's Witness at the time, it was good. I could put in overtime and then take a little bit of time off here. I could juggle my own hours as long as I got all my work done. And I could auxiliary pioneer, and in them days, auxiliary pioneering, I believe, was 60 hours a month, because regular pioneering was 90 hours a month back when I was doing it. So at any rate, I was one of the first technicians to actually build a computer-generated fire alarm report. Now, every year, you have to go around and test all of these fire alarms, and you have to handwrite these reports. Every year, you're handwriting the same thing over and over and over again. And it's monotonous. And then the computers came out. I went and bought a used Apple computer, and I generated a computerized report. The computers had just come out. And so GE later adopted a lot of those things, and now everything's, of course, on computer. But in them days, you had to remember a lot. And I became a good territory servant because I could juggle territories. We'd walk into a hospital, there'd be several thousand fire alarm devices that had to be checked every year. And you had to sign off on it. You're held liable to a certain extent if that thing fails. So it's a high-risk job in a sense, and it's very meticulous. So I was always a good candidate, a good slave in the Watchtower, and they used me to manage their territories in just about every congregation I was in, because no one really likes to do that. The elders like to pass that on to usually ministerial servants, but I wasn't even a ministerial servant, and they called me an approved associate. So they would use you, right? Even if you weren't baptized, you could be an approved associate, so they could use your technical abilities to help build the Watchtower. And that's just how it works. Now, I don't have any mosquitoes on me. Now, I don't want to pull a Pence here, have a fly walk across my forehead, and you guys don't tell me. Anyways, enough with the funniness. Today we're talking about EXJW's new territory assignment. Now, I want to flick over. I'm going to pull you up to the screen. My wife and I were just looking at this just now. And, there's a time for everything. And I'm going to read this. I'm going to apply it to you and I as ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. So here it is. It's Ecclesiastes 3. It starts at verse 1. It says, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under the sun." So right now, we're in this season. There's a time for it. Right now, what's happening? All of the CSA cases being exposed, the Catholics, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the big one right now. And we've been reading report after report after report about how they're hiding it and how they don't want to apologize and all of these things. And it's must be it's tiring for Jehovah's Witnesses. And I had some in the comment line say, "You know what, Vern, can you go easy on us? Don't use the name Jehovah's Witnesses. It's not us." Well, you know what? I might be a little bit hard on this, but why don't you call yourself an ex-Jehovah's Witness? Oh, you're still in? Still going to the meetings? Still contributing? Well, then you're a Jehovah's Witness. And then you're part of it. You're the blind following the blind. Why are you still in? You see, if you're calling yourself an ex-Jehovah's Witness, you're safe. You're on the outside of false religion. False religion's crumbling. No one wants to be labeled as a Catholic or a Jehovah's Witness. I'm sorry. I looked at changing it, but you can't. Because it's you as the people that can change the organization. By you attending the meetings, the organization still runs. By you contributing. So you get labeled in with the pedophilia, how the Watchtower, how your idols, your 9 members that you idolize. And I could be speaking out of turn here, and I could be really being way too harsh. I could be, but I don't think I am. And if you hold on for a moment, we're going to go out and go for bids on this to see if I am. And I'm going to finish what I have to say here. So what I have to say is there's a time to be born and a time to die. That's what it says in Ecclesiastes. There's a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. Well, I planted a bunch of Watchtower stuff and now I'm plucking it up. There's a time to kill and a time to heal. There's a time to break down and a time to build up. Well, we're in the time of breaking down right now. We're breaking down the Watchtower. And we're also there's a time to build up. We do that in our lives, Tuesday night lives. We sing, we dance, it's joyful. Frank's coming. Now, there's a time to weep and a time to laugh. There is. For those in the Watchtower just coming out, it's a time to weep because it's scary, it's frightening. You're being labeled with this pedophilia religion. You don't like it. It makes you cry when you wake up and see all of this stuff going on. But you know what? When you get out, there's a time to laugh, and you're out. So you start laughing. It says there's a time to mourn and a time to dance. Well, when you get out, it's a time to dance. We're out of it. We're out of Babylon the Great. And there's a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Now is the time that we're gathering all the EXJWs, all the ones that are coming out of that religion. And it's a time to gather us together. That's what we're doing at Be Free 2023. It's a unifying force that we're going to the White House with. And there's a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. So now's not the time to embrace. The Jehovah's Witnesses view us as dirty scums. We can't even embrace. So there's a sense that we have to disfellowship them back because we don't support pedophilia. We don't support those that support pedophilia. This is like black market mafia stuff that we're allowing and we're paying and calling these guys charities. The governments are paying it. We're allowing it as citizens. So you see, as citizens, there's a time to speak out. And let's carry on. It says there's a time to seek and a time to lose. Well, yeah, we lost a case in the Dutch court against Jehovah's Witnesses. We lost that one. But it's time to seek all of those pedophiles out and try to expose them. But the lawyers are slick. The JW lawyers are slick. And it says there's a time to keep and a time to cast away. And now's the time to cast away all of those teachings under the Watchtower. It's all false teachings. There's a time to tear and a time to sow. Well, that's happening right now. People are torn up. The Watchtower's torn up families. So here we are trying to sew them back together on this side of the fence. And it says there's a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Well, now, folks, is a time to speak. We have Be Free 2023, October 31st. It's coming quick. And I'm going to show you some really neat things you can do to build some signs. And just hang in there on the show or on the video. Now, it says there's a time to keep and a time to speak. There's a time to love and a time to hate. Well, now is the time to love those coming out of the organization. It's a time to love them. And we do that on our channel. We have a lot of loving people in our lives. Just get in and start chatting. And it says there's a time to hate. It's now. Now is a time to hate cover-ups, CSA cover-ups. It's the time to detest what Babylon the Great is doing, what the Catholics, what the Jehovah's Witness, what the Mormons, what all of these religions, even the United Church we talked about in our last video, what they did in Canada to the Aboriginal people is just insanely bad. These are not religions. These are, what did Jesus say? Jesus wasn't for religion. He went into the religion of his time and he turned over the money tables. It's in the Bible stories books. So we know that's true. We know that happened. And today we are turning over the money tables. Jesus does not support religions that do these wicked things. So now let's carry on. What does it say? It says there's a time to love, a time to hate, which we hate the cover-ups. And we're going to speak out. There's a time for war and a time for peace. Well, now is our war against these things. Now here's the God-given task. It says, what gain has the worker from his toil? I have seen the business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart. You know, like everyone wants to live forever, right? So that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to end. You see, so it says right here that we can't find out what God did from the beginning to the end. We want to know, but we can't find out. Some of us, is it aliens? Is it this? Is it that? But maybe it just doesn't matter. Maybe it just doesn't matter. The scripture tells us what matters. It says, I perceive that there's nothing better for them than to be joyful and to do good as long as they live. So talking about mankind, talking about you and I, that there's nothing better for them than to be joyful. So that's what we try to do in our lives. We try to be joyful, we try to be happy, and to do good as long as we live. So folks, what we're doing as EXJWs is good. We're speaking out, we're standing up. We're not lukewarm, we're hot on this topic. We're hot on this topic. And also it says that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in all of his toils. And this is a gift of God to man. That's what this says. So God's not putting huge tasks on us. There's nothing that says we have to go door to door. Nothing. It says that we have to be joyful and do good as long as we live. We don't have to give a tithing. Nothing. That's what religion has done. Religion has robbed mankind of all of its resources. The Vatican is just full of gold, and they're sheltering it from all the CSA cases. They're letting their diocese go bankrupt. And the Jehovah's Witnesses have done the same thing. They'll let each branch office go bankrupt. And then they'll say, yeah, you're done. But I think if we stand up as a people and we show that the governing body is guilty, and they're the guilty ones pulling the puppet strings, I think we as a people can shut Watchtower down. I don't think it'll take long. And it says here that I perceive that there is nothing better for the man to be joyful. Watchtower is not joyful. They're not joyful. They believe that they're the only ones that are going to live. That's not what the Bible says. So it goes on to conclude here, I perceive that whatever God does endures forever. Nothing can be added to it, nor anything taken from it. God has done it so that people fear before him. That which is already has been, that which is to be already has been, and God seeks what has been driven away. So you and I have been driven away. If you're a Catholic and you left, you've been driven away because you don't agree with their practices. If you have left false religion, you have been driven away. For us, we've been disfellowshipped. We have been ostracized. We have been hated. We have been labeled as the worst, wicked, satanic thing on earth. We've been driven away. But it says, God seeks what has been driven away. So, I don't know. Am I too harsh on this channel? If you had someone like Rick Fearon, if Rick Fearon came up and said, Vern, you're too harsh. Rick's been at this for 12, 20, all his life, a long time. Rick Fearon. I respect Rick Fearon. If you were, here you go. Gilbert. If Gilbert and Jesse said, Vern, you're being too hard, I'd respect that. I would go easier. I would. If Eric came on from Bray and Pick and said, Vern, there's a better way of doing it. I think you could be more loving. I think I'd listen to Eric. I might not do that, but I might listen to him, and I respect Eric. And Kim and Mikey, they're like the grandfathers. Now, if you wanted to put a judge on the matter, put Kim and Mikey on it. I'd let them be the judge. Am I being too hard? If I am, let me know. I'll go easier. Well, here's a guy. Here's one. Ryan Cultastic. Is God a woman or a man? Ask Ryan. God gives birth to everything. It tells me that God could be a woman, right? Here's a guy I respect. Vinny Vincent. Vinny, am I going too hard on these pedophiles in the Jehovah's Witness religion? Should I not be using Jehovah's Witness? Like, tell me, guys, am I going too hard? I have people coming at me every day. Don't use Jehovah's Witnesses. Don't label us like that. We're not like that. I don't know how else to cut this stuff. I'm going to go back to my newsroom, and it always does that. But I got the territory card up there, and EXJW's new territory assignment. Like I said, I did territories. Here's an idea, just an idea. We put it on our website, and you guys can let us know. You go shop. You got to go to our website. I'll link the website. Gone with the Grid. My wife does all of this, by the way. Thank you to my good wife. She does all of this. You can get my book on there if you want. She talks about her chickens. We have little chickies and stuff on the farm, and we do have another website. But here's the point: go to shop. And go to, I guess you just click shop. Just click it, she said. I'm doing this with you. I just looked in the house. So she showed me in the house. Now, there's a section shop here. Oh yeah, there's the thumbnails, you see? It shows EXJW themed gifts and items. She has garden seeds and Gone with the Grid items. So so you hit the EXJW one. Just hit that. And it comes up. You got to scroll back down. That's how these things work. And there's all these themed gift items, okay? Now, there's these mugs that she has, but the big thing I wanted to show you was these stickers. These Jehovah's Witnesses do not... Oh, you guys didn't see any of this stuff. I'm sorry. Here we are. We're into the website. I should probably redo this video, but you guys are pretty smart people. So you go to Gone with the Grid. I'm going to put the link. You click shop here, shop at the top. You see where my cursor is? And I'm going to get right off the screen here. And then you go down and up comes the EXJW themed gift items. There's cups and there's these stickers. You see the stickers? So you can get these stickers in different sizes. You can select the options. And I like actually this one the best. This is the one I would buy. In fact, we're ordering them in. Now, when you click it, it takes you back up here. And you notice you can go on there and look at it. And we're going to read about this. This is a 4x4 sticker. I'm going to go with the 4x4 sticker, but you can go 2x2. So let's say I wanted to do my neighborhood 2x2 sticker, little sticker. You know how I have some glass that's small on doors? Put a little 2x2 sticker right there for the Jehovah's Witnesses to see it. And the idea of a do not call is that if it says do not call on the door, they're not allowed to call. They have to mark it on their territory card. And that little card that you've seen on my thumbnail, yeah, they have to mark it on there and put it in there. And so the next person that signs out that territory cannot call on you. And that goes on for a year. They're allowed to call back once a year according to the rules I knew. So now all you have to do is say, if they call back once a year and you answer, and they say they're Jehovah's Witness or elders, we just want to make sure someone new didn't move in. They feed you this BS line, right? And you say, you know what, you call again, I'm calling the police. Because when I leave, I will take my sticker off the door if the householder doesn't want it. So that means the householder wants you to call on them. I will take the sticker off the door when I sell my house, if I decide to ever move. So don't ever call on me again, or I will call the police. And call the police. Because now you have a do not call. You have a no trespassing. You don't want them on your doorstep. And the reason you don't want them on your doorstep is because you don't know if that elder at your door is a pedophile. They hide them. Could be 2 elders at your door. One's in training, one's a pedophile in training with another elder, and that's the rule books that they have. So if you buy 2 stickers, if you buy 1 sticker, $3.83 Canadian is like $1 US. Well, it's probably not that bad. It's probably like $2 or something, but Canadian dollars isn't worth much in Europe. So the stickers aren't that expensive, but here's where you save. When you go and do your whole cart, if you order just one, you're going to Canada, to get this in Canada, I'm going to pay $2. If I order 100, I'm only going to pay $2. So if you have a neighborhood that has 20, 25 houses in it, shit, $2 shipping, you order all 25 stickers, and you can go around, put them on all your neighbors' doors. If they want them, ask them if they want to contribute, tell them the cost. If you guys want to take our design and make your own, you can. Now, what I am going to say about stickers, I used to be in the security business, and there's good stickers and bad stickers. I've bought both, and the bad stickers fade out the first year. They're garbage. They're a mess. They're hard to scrape off with a scraper knife. Buy good stickers, and you pay a little more for them. These are boutique stickers, my wife said. If you're looking for blank stickers to print and sell online, you're surrounding with, we got you covered. These stickers come in a round shape. They're water and scratch resistant, as well as coated with protective laminate for UV and stuff. This means they look great come sun, rain, or snow, and are ideal both indoor and outdoor use. The material is premium vinyl, available in 5 sizes, water and scratch resistant, coated with a protective laminate, and 1 sticker per pack. Now, if you're going to be free, you can order these 6x6. And it's about $9. It's done for you, 6x6. You put that on both sides of your sign, and you walk around a piece of cardboard, and you're done. They have a white backing. They're round. And maybe you want to order a bunch of them for your buddies, and it's only $2. That's the deal. That's the savings. Shipping is what kills you, and that's $2 into Canada. I don't know, maybe if you're next to it, it's only $1. I don't know. Canada stuff is expensive in our money. Now, I want to show you something else that I thought was cool, and I says to my wife, what's that special Pioneer? and so I clicked on it, right? You click on it. You just got to click on it. Does it come up? Yeah, it's come up. So here it is. It's a special Pioneer. And I click it up, and it says apostate division. I laughed. I said, that's so cool. So here we are. We are special pioneers. We're the apostate division. So there's a cup for you. I think one of the other cups I liked, let me go back to the shop. I'm just going to go hit shop again. And she says, always just go and hit that shop button again, and then you can just go back and look at all the stuff. She is going to be putting shirts and stuff on here, but this is not for us to make money. This is to help us out in our work. And if we want to get out in the door-to-door work, and guess what? We only have to do that once. We don't have to start our car. We live in neighborhoods. We live in communities. We live in apartment buildings. If you're in an apartment building, talk to the manager. Ask if you can put that on the front door. Maybe order a big one. And maybe they'll love you for it. Maybe they'll buy it for you. This is the thing, folks. It's up to you and I to do something. We're the voice. If we don't get out and make a big voice, nothing's going to happen. The governments are losing. They lost in the Dutch court. We have to get out and do our part. We have to raise our voice. If we stop Jehovah's Witnesses from going door to door, they have to throw their territory cards away. They're useless. Everyone has a do not call. Everyone's a do not call. It's time for them to shut her down. And here's what it's time to do. Here's your custom pins. Fix my faith. And that's my slogan. Live your life with love. That's all Jesus ever asked. Now, for $9.20 Canadian, which is about $5 US, and I might be joking a bit, maybe it's $7, I don't know. It's not much. You get this mug. It's a good mug. I'll read about it. It says, add some color to your routine with this 2-tone custom accent coffee mug. This 11-ounce mug features an accented C handle that is comfortable to use, as well as accented interior to add more contrast and character. With your design in this mug, you get an instant winner of a product. White ceramic with colored interior and handle. C handle, eye-catching color contrast, lead and BPA free. Whatever that means. Probably some byproducts or something. But anyways, I put a little into that. That's what it is. There you go, honey. Love you. You did a wonderful job. Now, I want to read this. I thought she did a wonderful job explaining, and I just found this out today. She says, looking for a witty way to express yourself, Look no further. Introducing EXJW Gifts, the ultimate collection of politically inspired, colorful, and hilarious coffee and teacups and stickers. Spice up your morning routine with a cup that speaks your mind and starts conversations with our eye-catching stickers. Embrace your unique style and spread laughter with EXJW Gifts. Life's too short to be serious all the time, so let's add a splash of humor to your day. Thanks a lot, hon. So there you go, folks. That's what I have to say. I'm going to come back on the screen. So you heard me all behind the screen. You didn't see all my faces, but that's okay. It's really about getting those stickers on people's doors. That's what I think. So you guys be the judge. I'm just out here as an activist trying to do my part, but the territories are oyster. It's out there, and we have a voice. I think we can stop them in their tracks. So folks, that's kind of the inside story, what's going on in my mind, and let me know if I'm away out to lunch. In the meantime, keep living your life with love. Bye for now. No, wrong